once again. Today I'm going to run you through some good innovations that let me be the guy I am today. It all started last year when I was laying down on the couch watching YouTube. Then I saw a guy, David Goggins. He was running and telling stories of his life. I really liked what he said and what he did. He might be a little harsh and aggressive, but to change people even if little, there should be harshness. And that is what it did to me. I listened to this man's all lectures. I watched all of his videos. This guy runs ultra marathons. He's a retired Navy SEAL. He went through 3 bus trainings, and he's the holder of the Guinness World Record for the most pull-up records in 24 hours. This guy was 136 kilograms when he suddenly decided to lose weight to become a Navy SEAL and lost 50 kilograms in just 3 months. This guy is now 48 years old and he still trains. He still runs ultra marathons. After learning these things, the first thing I thought was, I'm 15 years old and I do nothing, while this man has the power to conquer the world just by himself. So I started working on myself and exercising. It was a little hard for me to get used to what I wanted to be because I had to get away from all these distractions. And by distractions I mean my friends and social media. So I deleted social media and got away from my friends and focused on myself. And by the way, that ended up to be very great for me because when I went to school I found out something really sad. I'm so sorry to be the one that is telling you this, parents, but your kids were smoking, drinking, getting drunk and doing some even worse things. Seeing this made me be sure about what I wanted to be. After that, my YouTube algorithm changed, and YouTube made me an offer I couldn't refuse, and had me met with the author of this book, Jordan Peterson. Now, these guys had an impact on my life, physically and mentally, while this man helped me out psychologically and relationship-wise. I listened to this man's lectures and listened to this man's debates too. He was so calm, no matter what he said. He can talk in the lowest voice you hear and convince you and be aggressive at the same time. Now, I can hear you saying, why does he love aggression this much? I think it's because it works. Every one of us, in a point of our lives, trying to change something about us just because somebody said hurtful things to us, didn't we? Actually, they're not hurtful. They're just facts. Facts should be teachers to lead us to be the better form of ourselves. All these things that I learned entered my mind and combined simultaneously. All these rendered the man that is now standing in front of you. And this is just the beginning. I have so many things to learn. But unfortunately, these people that are trying to change people's lives for better keeps getting cancelled. Why? Because people are so weak and they live in their fantasy world with their phones. I'm so sorry, but this isn't the wonderland that Alice lived in. People are so weak that they find truth offensive. And instead of being better, trying to be better, they come together and cancel them. Now tell me, what is canceling? You keep talking about human rights. You keep questioning these human rights. I want to ask you a question. Where are our rights to speak? Are you aware of where we are going? We're supposed to go to the future. We're supposed to go up. But instead, we're going back to the 16th century where people used to express their thoughts and get killed because of it. And I see no human rights activists talking about these things. They talk about other things which I won't bring up so I don't get cancelled too. Now, these 2 people changed my life. So I thought, why wouldn't I? And I want to make your lives better, so here are my 12 rules for a better life. Rule number 1, get away from people. And by people, I do not mean your family. People talk too much. Whatever you do, they are not satisfied. Do you know why? It's because they are not satisfied with themselves. People don't want nobody to be better than them. I've actually seen and known a lot of people like that. They come up to me and say, hey, you're a copy of this guy. You're a copy of this guy. You're trying to be him, but you're not him. I'm sorry, but just because I learned something from him doesn't mean that I'm trying to copy him. And just because I grind, I study every day, people come up to me and tell me that I'm lifeless. No, this is my life. At least I'm not spending my life, not spending actually, at least I'm not wasting my life laying down on the couch watching other people playing video games. Rule number 2, put goals that are above you. Now, you might ask, why do you bother reaching them if they're above you? Let me answer that with a question. How can I improve if I put goals that I know, that I'm 100% sure I will accomplish? Doing the same thing over and over again is meaningless, and falling prey to the desperation of meaningless is no improvement at all. Rule number 3, never say that you're complete. Now, I'm not saying let yourself down unless you try to be better or you are better when you're down, but that's not the point. Let me tell you about it. In Rocky 3, Rocky won Apollo Creed, who was the world champion. After that, people saw him as the world champion. He shouldn't, but he unfortunately did do. So, after that, he had 10 easy title defending matches and wanted to retire. Then a man named Clubber Lang called him out. He took that fight. Rocky Balboa was so sure that he would win that he didn't even take his training seriously, and unfortunately he lost. So, whatever you do, just remember, it's not enough, even if you are the world champion. Rule number 4, stop complaining and start to work. Every Wednesday we have an exam, and every Tuesday or earlier, teachers send us the topics to work on. And in our group chat, my friends start to discuss what the teacher may ask for literally 1 or 2 hours. Instead of wasting your time crying for help for 1 or 2 hours, you can study that given subject completely and master it and get a good grade. Rule number 5, visit suffering every day. And by suffering, I don't mean exercising. Whatever you do to get your life better, 1, exercise, learn a new skill, study, read a book, do all if you can, because there will be some points that you will be unable to do things. Like you're hurt, you can't exercise, you put the time of working out, the effort of working out into studying, turning your weakness into strength. Rule number 6, leave your phone, leave your screens. Do you ever wonder why you remember everything when you're in the shower or you're trying to sleep? It's because you never leave your phone, sit down, go deep inside yourself and face your problems. And then people come up and say that depression is more likely to occur at night. No. It's because at night you're trying to sleep, so you leave your phone, you face your meaningless, boring life. Rule number 7. This rule comes for the teenagers. Stop trying to fit in. Believe me, being lonely isn't that bad. It's even more beneficial. You focus on yourself, you get away from all these things that people say, you get away from all these bad thoughts that people have, you get away from all these bad actions that people do, and focus on yourself. And remember, no one will help you improve. Only you can help yourself. In the end of your life, you will die alone. No one will die for you or die with you. Rule number 8. Don't stop when you see other people stop. In our basketball trainings, if somebody comes late, it is on. We start to do burpees, jump squats, push-ups, every type of torture you might imagine. And then we go to the court. And in our court, there are 5 red lines. At every red line, we're forced to go to the plank position. And every time someone drops, the time is longer. And every time the coach blows the whistle, we go to the next one. That's when they all start to shout, when is it going to end? In my mind, I'm starting to say, and we just started, I thought we were warming up. So I get that power from my friends, my teammates. Then the coach comes to me and look if I am holding the position in the correct form. So when he comes next to me, I look him dead in the eye, stare at him. This tension gives me the power to go another lap. Rule number 9. Talents are nothing without hard work. I've actually seen a lot of people I've actually seen a lot of talented people, but I've never seen anyone successful without working. You don't study, you get a good grade once. You don't study, you get a good grade twice. But in the third one, you're going to fail. And it doesn't work out by just working once. Success comes with consistency. And you can't win without doing nothing. That's luck. And guess what? You'll eventually run out of luck. The thing that will stay forever is your mindset and your grind. Rule number 10, talk less. Another way of saying it, never let them know your next move. I know it sounds like a meme, but when you think about it, it comes to a serious point. Because the second you tell people about your plans, the second you tell people what you will have or you have, they will start to get jealous. So they will make you rethink that decision you took and make you hopeless. So if you are going to talk about your plans, which I do not suggest, you better have the ability to say, watch me. Rule number 11, respect your mom and get on well with her. I've actually had a lot of fights with my mom, and I wasn't happy at that time. After I got through it, I'm now so happy, and I'm now even nicer to other people. Because if you don't have mercy for your mom, how can you ever have mercy for somebody else? I want to thank my mom for everything she has done for me. Number 12, learn to be grateful. When you are grateful, you never see the face of sadness ever again. We, thank God, have a lot of facilities. And if we don't know the value and want more, we'll unfortunately lose it all. So, to remind you of the rules that I said, once again. Rule number 1, get away from people. Rule number 2, put goals that are above you. Rule number 3, never say that you are complete. Rule number 4. Rule number 4. Yeah, visit suffering every day. Thank you. Rule number 5. Oh no, rule number 4 was stop complaining and start to work. Rule number 5 is visit suffering every day. Rule number 6, leave your screens. Rule number 7, stop trying to fit in. Rule number 8, don't stop when you see other people stop. Try to be better. Rule number 9. Rule number 9. No. Rule number 9. Just a second. I'm going to remember. Oh yeah. Talents are nothing without hard work. Rule number 10. Talk less. Rule number 11. Get on well with your mom and respect her. Rule number 12. Learn to be grateful. It has been a big dream of mine to talk on this stage for 4 or more years. And now here I am, not with another dream.